Welcome, ladies and gents, to the preview of the Saudi Grand Prix Round 5. Ahlan wa sahlan, everybody, as we head to the Saudi state of Jeddah, the Corniche Circuit. Some news ahead of this weekend. Carlos Sainz was given a 3-place grid penalty. If you remember, or if you've seen my driver ratings video, I wasn't sure about that. He was actually given a 3-place grid penalty for the Saudi Grand Prix, but it was rescinded, thankfully. The FIA didn't think that he had served his 10-place grid penalty. They were wrong. About 39 minutes exactly after he was given that penalty, it was rescinded. So no penalty for Carlos Sainz, thankfully, on that front. Helmut Marko had great concerns that Max Verstappen could leave the Red Bull stable. Yes. We've seen at the end of the Grand Prix last time out in Bahrain, Max Verstappen's manager being angry, talking to and very animated talking to Helmut Marko at the end of that Grand Prix and Christian Horner. There was a meeting between representatives and the team in the garage which took place. So big concerns that they really need to turn this car around and try and get him a car to keep him in the team. Helmut Marko has confirmed that, all but confirmed that effectively there is a performance clause within Max Verstappen's contract. So could we see Mercedes circling it again? We know Toto Wolff has sort of marked that off now, but there's still contract talks potentially ongoing with George Russell. He's not signed yet, so are they waiting just to see how the land lies with Max Verstappen going forward? Toto's, tried buttering him up previously when Lewis Hamilton was leaving, so there's still scope for that yet. So let's watch the space on that one. News also potentially of Saudi having an F1 team. Don't expect a 12th team on the grid though. A bit like Bahrain, where they bought the McLaren group and includes the F1 team. We could see something similar here with Saudi. They also already got sponsors in the F1 circuit. They've been sponsors for years, haven't we? See the classics Saudi Williams livery. If you watch in my How I Survived the Winter video, that beautiful Williams with the Saudi logo on there. We've also got Aramco Racing as well with Aston Martin. We are looking at the Riyadh circuit potentially coming in as a second circuit. Saudi hope for potentially though. It looks like they'll move from the Jeddah circuit to that Riyadh circuit, which should be built in 2027. We may not go there until 2029 though, because I think they're waiting for other infrastructure around the party town to be built. Let's watch the space yet, but why no team? Let's watch this space. They've got everything else within the F1 field, have Saudi, so the team kind of makes sense potentially. Let's see how and what happens with that. But it looks like it'll be more of a purchase of a current team rather than a new 12th coming to the grid. Let's take a look at the circuit. It's Monza with walls, 50 laps this race, 6.1 kilometers, 3 DRS zones down into turn 1, 22 and 27. It's low downforce, high speed circuit. It is brilliant. 80% full throttle around this circuit. It should be cracking. For me, I know a lot of people sort of said initially, is it too dangerous? We've seen the massive high impact crashes we've seen of Mick Schumacher and others, but I quite like that. That's kind of Formula One for me. It's the danger and the safety all sort of mixed into one, isn't it? And that's what this circuit brings to life for me. I absolutely love around here. The weather conditions, it should be hot and sunny, so no rain expected this weekend. Tyres though, a big change. So far we've seen the same tyre sets that we saw to the same circuits for the first 4 Grand Prix as last year. This year a change though, they're going one step softer than we had last year. Last year was middle of the range. This year we've got the C3 for the hard, the C4 for the mediums, and the C5 for the softs. Their hope for that is that they can bring in different strategy options from what we've seen previously. Getting to strategy now. Last year it was just one stop. I think it was just Bottas that did 2 stops last year. So this year's softer tyre is the hope and promise that they can get different strategy options for the teams and potentially moving to 2 stops, and we've seen how that spices up racing last time out in Bahrain. There was a lot of action, and I think the issue that we have here is because even though it is really high speed, they don't break into sort of a slow corner at the end, like a chicane, for example, like we've seen in Monza. They're all sort of like we get in Japan, sort of dab on the brakes into the corner and slow deep into another corner where it's then makes it hard to overtake. So hopefully we get some strategy options and we get more overtaking on strategy or that kind of thing, which for me personally, I absolutely love that about Formula One. It's a sort of nerdier side of it rather than just pure action. Can you do something in the pits? Can you do something different? And let's see how that promotes the racing. Hopefully, fingers crossed, for the better for this weekend. Quick look at the championship. Lando Norris leads the way, but his lead has been slashed massively in terms of now his rival right behind him. Norris on 77 points, Oscar Piastri right behind on 74 points, just 3 points behind now. He's clawed up a massive gap after Australia, where it was sort of 20 plus points. He's cut that down to just 3 in the space of 3 races, which is absolutely mega from him. Max Verstappen just behind in 3rd place. Don't write this guy off on 69 points, just 5 behind Oscar Piastri. George Russell in 4th place, the dark horse in the black Mercedes, on 63 points, 6 behind Max Verstappen. And then we get Charles Leclerc in 5th place, a bit further adrift though, 31 points behind George Russell. That DNF kind of or the disqualification kind of showing its head early doors, isn't it? Ferrari have got some gaining to do in terms of the championship. Let's take a look at the teams. McLaren lead the way comfortably on that, as you would expect when you've got 2 of the drivers, 1 and 2 in the Drivers' Championship. 151 points, a massive lead of 58 points. Don't be too in giving it away that this is McLaren's championship. It probably is, but we've seen bigger leads cut down, like we've seen last year with McLaren. They hunt down Red Bull and overtook them and won the championship in the end. So it's not insurmountable, but if McLaren carry on the way that they have, with 2 drivers picking up good points, it's hard to see anyone but McLaren winning that championship. But never say never. 2nd place, Mercedes on 93 points. Like I said, 58 behind McLaren. Red Bull on 71 points, just 22 behind Mercedes. Ferrari have caught up on Red Bulls, and that's what the importance of having 2 drivers that pick up points fairly consistently, if I can get my words out. Just 14 points behind. Like I said, that DSQ cost him big time, hasn't it? They would have been ahead in 3rd place of the Red Bulls and not too far behind, who I think they'll be fighting in the constructors. Mercedes in 2nd place, but they're on 57 points, Ferrari. 5th place, a bit of a way back. The Haas team lead the battle there on 20 points, 37 behind the Ferrari, but they're only just 1 point ahead of the Williams, who are in 6th place, so looking tight again for that 5th, 6th, 7th spot. That'll be interesting to see how that dynamic changes throughout the season. On to the predictions for this weekend. For qualifying, I'm going for Charles Leclerc to bounce back for Ferrari and take it pole position. Lando Norris to come back better and stronger from a little bit of a disappointing Bahrain to come qualify in 2nd, and Oscar Piastri in 3rd place. For the race, I've got Lando Norris to take the win, though I don't see anything but a McLaren win here. Although, Ferrari I do expect to be better, and Charles Leclerc to come home in 2nd. Oscar Piastri to take that 3rd place. I think it'll be a much better showing from Ferrari this weekend, especially with that 2nd place for I predicted for Charles Leclerc in the race, and hopefully Lewis Hamilton will be much closer and better up there. I think it'll be a difficult weekend for the V-Car, the Racing Bulls. We did see them struggle in Bahrain, and I kind of expect that to continue here in Jeddah. Comment for your predictions, your thoughts on that. Who do you have in your qualifying and race top 3 positions? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Look forward to that. But yeah, coming thick and fast, the last of the triple header. It should be a cracker though. I absolutely love this circuit, but not long to go. Practice and on the Friday, qualifying and the race as usual, and a usual weekend, not the sprint weekend this time out in Saudi. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment. As always, See you next time.